Hey everyone, Joe Bradley here in Houston, Texas, and I just want to stop by real quick from my office to just say hello, hello, and I just kind of want to pick up where I left off the other day in my garden, and I want to talk about, there's a very common saying, there's a common statement that says, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? And we've heard that so many times, and we kind of give up on people that we're talking to simply because we don't really we believe that you can't make a horse drink. Well, there is a way that you can make a horse drink, and you can make the horse drink if you make sure that his food is extremely salty, right? And I know I just got through talking to a good friend of mine, Lala Johnson. I hope I'm saying your name right, Lala. And we were just talking about that, and just talking about some of the things that we say to our prospects and to those who are interested. Look, the key is, the reality is we have the goods, right? We have the food. And when you're on a road trip, and you are driving, 5 hours, 10 hours down the road, and you get hungry, the first thing that we look for isn't mama's cooking, right? Because we're hungry and we're on the road. It isn't, Dave's Baby Back Barbecue Shack, or it's not mama's fresh fried fixins or nothing like that. We look for the Golden Arches. We look for Subway. We look for Burger King, Jack in the Box, Taco Bell. We look for something that's available. And so the reality of it is, it's not about being the best performer, because McDonald's has probably the most terrible tasting food in the world. But when you're hungry, you really don't care. Subway has okay sandwiches. Jared lost a lot of weight with it, but it's not the best tasting sandwiches. I know plenty of places, man. Let me see. I know that Firehouse Subs are better than Subway, hands down. But when I'm hungry, I'm not going to drive around trying to find a Firehouse Subs. And I think what happens, and one reason why we spend our time so frustrated, is because we try to get so good at fixing our food, right? We try to get so good at making sure that our food tastes good enough for everybody to eat. While you have McDonald's, better than anybody, that they don't care if their food tastes like old yoga mats, right? They do a better job of positioning themselves in front of the people who are already hungry. You ever eat a McRib sandwich? And I know Christina Christina Aston is really going to get on me about this. But you ever eat a McRib sandwich? A McRib sandwich, it tastes like rubber, but when you're hungry, it's good, right? Burger King's food, it's good when you're hungry. Now, when you're not hungry, that's the problem. When you're not hungry, when you're okay, you're hungry. Well, I can eat. Then McDonald's ain't gonna do. Then we want something that matters. We want something that tastes good. We want something that is good. We want something that's healthy. We want some. But when we're hungry, when we're thirsty, it doesn't matter where the water comes from. We just need to remedy this problem right now. And so I want to talk about a few ways that we could actually take the horse to water. But I think what happens is, many of us, we lead the horses to water much too soon, right? We know that every horse has to drink, and it makes so much sense because it makes sense to us. Well, here's the reality. As long as we're positioning ourselves and speaking me language, then they'll never, ever, ever respond to us the way that we think. See, I am the one who holds the goods. I'm the one who holds the food. You're the one who holds the food. So what that means is, you're not the one who's hungry. You've already made up in your mind that the food is good. But see, if we spend our time peddling our food to people who aren't hungry enough, then it's going to be very difficult to let our food go. I know I'm carrying this metaphor on a little bit long, but I kind of like this metaphor. So let's go back to the horses. We take the horse, we drag the horse to the water, and we say, drink, right? But the horse doesn't drink. And we get mad because, you can lead a horse to water, but you just can't make him drink. See, that's living proof because he didn't drink nothing. Well, the key is putting salt in the horse's food. The key is, in order for McDonald's to be able to have billions and billions and billions served, is they had to be in the right position for the people who are hungry. And the people who are hungry, chances are, they are the ones who are probably on a long journey. They're probably they've probably been traveling for a while. They probably have a long way ahead of them, and they don't have time to go and stop at Mama's Good Fixins, or Mama's Fresh Fried Fixins, Dave's Big Bad Barbecue Shack. They ain't got time for that. They gotta go to where they're going, and McDonald's happens to be in the right position. Now here's the question, and then I'm gonna get into just a few things that we can do to salt the horse's food. Would you rather be the person who has the best taste in food but can barely keep the doors open? Or would you rather be the one who has average taste in food but hungry people are stopping? As you ponder on that, I'm going to just pull up, and I don't have my screen share and stuff with me right now, but I'm going to pull up a conversation that I had with one of my signups on yesterday. All right. Actually, yeah. Now, what I did yesterday, I actually went to my Facebook after the call. We had an awesome call last night, and I went to the Facebook, and I put in my status, I'm looking for 10 people who want to change their lives right now. This isn't MLM. I'm not looking for negative people. I'm not looking for people who have excuses or none of that stuff, right? I'm looking for people who want to change their lives right now. I put that on there. I said, hit the inbox. I'm only working with the first 10 people personally. I'm not interested in working with anybody else after 10 is what I said on my status. And I meant that. Not saying I wouldn't accept anyone after 10, but the first 10, right? Because we can only spread ourselves so thin. Leadership is something that we teach. And on Team Alex and Erica, we have Team Alex and Erica, we have a leadership factory, and I can say with bold, straight face that I build leaders from scratch, because I know that if you get involved with this team and with this family, I know that that if you have the right mindset, you're going to become a leader. So I put this status up, and I just want you to, let me find it. I want you to listen to just a couple of things that we talked about. A couple of things we talked about. A couple of people I talked to. And you know what? We're going to run into all kinds of people. Everyone's not going to be overexcited about what we have. Every horse is not going to stop and drink. But I'm telling you, we can greatly increase the amount of people, we can greatly increase the amount of people that we actually bring into into whatever it is that we're doing, if we only just take our time to salt up the horse's meal. So I put the status in, and then this person responded. I'm not going to say her name because, she might be wanted, and I don't want the police getting her because I said her name on YouTube. No, I just played. So she says, how many do you have already? I want to get in. So she doesn't even know what it is, but there's definitely something that she wants to get in on. I said, you are number 6, right? She said, okay. And I said, I just have a couple of questions, and then after the questions, I'll send you the application. Is that cool? She said, okay, cool. I said, don't worry, though. If you fit, everything you need is in the training. So do you have any goals, short-term or long-term? See, what I want to find out is what are they looking for? What is it they're looking for? We don't want anyone on our team who doesn't have expectations, because that's a person who doesn't have anything to live for, doesn't have anything. A life that's built on hopelessness is no life at all. And so this person is someone who's built. We want to know that this person is looking for something past today, right? Because if you get somebody to join your organization, if you get in a relationship with anyone who has no expectations, no hopes, then I'm gonna let you know that's gonna be a very miserable relationship. So that's the first question I asked. Do you have any? So do you have any goals, short term, long term? I want to know: are they thinking about now and later, or just now, or are they thinking about just later? We need short term and long term. Short term actually gets to long term. And then she says, "Well, I want to get my food place," in all caps. I said, "Oh, okay. So you're a chef?" I didn't say you want to be a chef, because I want to affirm what her desire is, right? Well, she says, "Not a chef, want to be one. I already know how to cook soul food." I said, "Hey, well, you can do it as long as you keep pushing. How long have you wanted your own restaurant?" See, now I'm looking to see how long it's been. How long it's been. I got sinuses, sorry, y'all. How long it's been since she's wanted this? She says about 2 years now. I said, cool. So what started you on that dream, and what is keeping you from getting there? See, now I'm talking about what is the beginning? What is it that caused her to get there, or that caused her to want it, and why hasn't she got it yet? See, that is a painful reality when you start looking at why this person can't, why they haven't actually made it. We talk about football, for those who watch American football. Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowboys. People say Tony Romo can't win one. He can't win one. That's a painful thing, to know that you can't do it. And so what I'm doing here is I'm actually triggering at her pain. I'm triggering at her struggles. I'm tugging at her struggles so that she has to answer. Now, mind you, she wants in. I have what she wants. She doesn't know what it is yet, but she wants in. So I say, so what started you on that dream, and what is keeping you from getting there? She says, well, I got locked up 2 years ago, and I really had to start everything all over again. So it's like now, but now it's like I have a new life. I have a new start and a new life. And I said, well, okay. Well, you know what? Everybody makes mistakes. I said, everybody makes mistakes. What matters is that we don't allow people to value us according to our mistakes. You know what I mean? She said, yes, I do. I'm not going to stop. I want my own, to where I don't have to work for anyone. I don't mind crawling, but I want to walk after I crawl. So now I ask you this question, because this is where you test the metal. You want to know what kind of person you have coming in, right? So I say, now these kind of questions you can't ask on the capture page. The capture page just says, hey, do you want to make $5,000 a month? Put in your name and email, right? Of course, I had an application, but capture pages don't really grab a hold of who the person really is. And so that's the power of doing these little interviews, right? And by the way, I call it a leadership mastery apprenticeship is what they were applying for. And they know it's not a job, because apprenticeship is something that you have to pay for. So they know it's not a job. How far are you willing to go to make that become a reality? I'm not talking about anything negative, shisty, sneaky, or tricky, but seriously, how far are you willing to go to make that become your real life? And she says, I'm willing to go all the way to the top and more. I said, are you willing to focus, to be consistent, to go through the necessary learning curves to get there? Because what we have can change your very life, but it isn't a lottery ticket. See, I don't want anyone who thinks that they're going to get to the top just from getting in, right? I don't want those kind of people on my team. That's why I said 10 people. I'm stopping at 10. I'm asking these questions. If someone says, I don't want to answer these stupid questions, okay, well, guess what? You don't get to be in the apprenticeship. And they think that we're losing because they're not getting in, but no. What's up, man? How's it going?
That's not a guy who came to meet with me tonight. You haven't seen anybody.
Not yet.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, they're thinking that they haven't that the hold on. I'm back. See, they're thinking that the reason why they're not getting in, or they're thinking they're not getting in, is hurting us. But in reality, it's making us pretty darn happy because we're getting rid of the tire kickers and all that. So I said that's why I have a limit, because we are looking for people who are not quitters when when things get tough. She says, yes, I'm willing. I'm not gonna quit. You better know that. You better know that I love when the tough gets tough. I said, well, good deal. I said, well, here's the application. Just fill it out and watch the video that follows. You will hear the stories of many people from many walks of life, and I look forward to working with you to get that dream of yours. And she says, thank you, right? She was actually one of the 3 people who signed up today, who got in today. And it's because the value that was placed on it was actually worth more than whatever the cost of this is. She never once asked how much it cost, because I salted her water. I want to know what it is that she's looking for. See, I want her to have her why before she ever gets started. I want her to have her why before she ever gets in. I'll continue this in another video. Right now, I gotta run. God bless.